It's Friday, January 14th, 2022, and this is the Soapbox. It's you got me, Dennis, and Ricky here. And it looks like we also got a Clarke here.
We do.
Go. Hey, just so you know, Clarke, I know generally you don't stick around super late for these, but we're probably going to keep this one short because to be mindful of Ricky anyway, since he probably does need to get to bed in early time. You should. And also then we can go play Fortnite too.
Yeah. Are you saying it's not going to be an epic 4 a.m.?
Nah, we're not going to do that.
We'll play Fortnite till 4 a.m.
But I do want to make sure two things get addressed. One, we should discuss whether or not we do want to do an Encanto episode at some point because
I have the answer. We don't blog about Bruno. No.
Yeah.
No, we totally should. I would love
it. That's not a bad idea. It is a superhero show, kinda. Or I mean a superhero movie.
It's an Inhumans show.
It is. I would not be opposed. I wouldn't be opposed to it. So if you guys want to do something like that, or maybe we make that a watch party that we do, you know what I mean? And we watch it and we do a sing along or something. I don't know.
What are we doing? Dos oruguitas.
No, we're just talking about the reality of possibly doing an Encanto show at some point. And
you want to?
I'm not opposed to it. It does fit our brand, kind of. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
It is super powered, and I really like it. I will cry at the Luisa song just because Luisa is my mom, my aunt, and every one of my cousins that's ever looked out for me, and that includes Ricky's mom. So that's really unfortunate that Ricky doesn't even see how much his mom is Luisa. That sucks. Nope. You're a horrible child. Just so you know,
she's probably my favorite character. I think Luisa.
She is the best character, for sure. And so,
well, I mean, Bruno's probably everyone's favorite.
Fair.
Okay,
but Luisa was great.
Talking about Bruno, we'll say. But did you guys notice that the collar of his poncho is Disney green?
Yeah,
you got that. You got that from TikTok.
I did, except I also recognized it.
You and I get served all the same TikToks nowadays.
You guys are all part of the algorithm.
We are part of the algorithm.
We have a similar. Me and my friend Lisa, we're on the same things.
If my band was still going, I could definitely see us doing like Dos Oruguitas or whatever happened to Bruno or whatever. So,
Oruguitas. Oruguitas. Yeah.
But it looks like it's spelled Oruguitas.
What song is that one?
That's the one that
Sad one.
Two butterflies.
Yeah, two butterflies.
Two butterflies. Yeah.
Okay.
Or I mean, two caterpillars.
Two caterpillars.
Yeah.
Two caterpillars.
Enamoradas. It's like it sounds like a Spanish guitar playing.
Have you played the songs in Spanish? They're awesome.
Yeah, they're great. Yeah. I like that one, and I like what's the one that we always riff on that we call this one part 2?
Coco part 2.
Coco. Yeah. I also like those ones too. Those ones are great. Like, Remember Me and stuff in Spanish. Man, those are great. That's fantastic.
So I think Ricky, I think you can let Selena know. We'll make it happen. We'll figure it out.
She can be on the show.
But it might. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. But it's either got to be an extra episode or we got to do it after Peacemaker. Which, by the way, we do have a week between Peacemaker and Batman.
We do.
We don't have any.
Are we committed to watching Batman in theaters?
I don't know, but I think it's fine to put it on the schedule for now, and then rediscuss that a month from now.
I'm probably gonna see it.
I'm definitely good to see it in the drive-in for sure.
I have a movie screening in 2 weeks, hopefully.
I'm gonna go see West Side Story tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
Because I know it's almost empty.
Yeah,
nice. Yeah,
the movie.
Vincent Scott saw that one instead of Spider-Man one day because like Spider-Man was just so damn full. And
I survived 2 completely full showings of Spider-Man, so I'm like not going to push my luck right now. But I want to see West Side Story in the theater because I want the sound system.
Is it on Disney Plus like in a week?
Yep, but I want the sound system.
It's like you didn't hear what he said.
I know, but I also have because I have AMC A-list, so it's like it's easy for me to.
Yeah.
I want to at least see one movie in January.
I didn't know that Ansel Elgort could even sing, or Elgort can even sing "Baby Driver."
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But that's
by the way, sorry.
And it had like freaking Maddie Ziegler in it too from the Sia videos. the little girl that dances
West Side
around
Story?
and stuff. Yeah, I thought that's cool.
That's funny. If you guys want to keep talking about West Side Story, that's fine. I have nothing to add to that conversation at all. But I did
You're
want
not
to
a
say
fan of Stefan Sondheim or Leonard Bernstein?
I've never seen the original.
Oh, that's
Maddie
right.
Ziegler got canceled.
Did she
I've
really?
never seen the original.
Why did she
Yeah,
get canceled? Was she
did like a
Me Tooing
movie.
people?
She did a movie where she played a girl with autism, and she went full.
She went.
Well,
she's all me bad.
Did she get canceled and then end up in West Side Story afterwards? Because that's not really canceling if she's still in things.
What's the story like filmed like 2 years ago?
Yeah, it was like ready. I think last year or two. Yeah, I think it was 2
in the
years
can
ago,
for a
actually.
minute, but
But they kept pushing it back. I don't remember why. I think it was because of the pandemic. I think we were supposed to flatten the curve.
Yeah.
And we never got around to it.
No, we flattened it along the y-axis.
yeah,
That's
how
how
I
we
got
did
here.
it. That's how many of you got here.
They
Yeah.
should have been more specific about which way to flatten the curve.
Yes.
By the way, what I was gonna say earlier is like, I have nothing extra to cover on Peacemaker. Like, I think we hit everything that I wanted to talk about.
I don't want to say
like,
not
on
a
the
lot
show.
happened, but they basically in the first 3 episodes they just I feel like all the chips are on the table now. You know,
They did a good
Well,
job
I
of
mean-
setting up a lot of things. Yeah.
The story's pretty well laid out. I think from the beginning, like we kind of knew what we were doing
right.
and what everyone's motivations were for the
I
most
think
part.
we saw
I
Act
have
One.
a, I have a
think we saw
question
Act
Yeah.
for you then.
Yeah.
On the scene where he's aiming at the kids, he's seen the tongues. He knows they're aliens. He still can't shoot. His finger's on the trigger. Did you think that he was going to take the shot? Or did you think that Vigilante or somebody else was going to pop in? Did you think he was going to actually take the shot?
Well, you got to go first, Clark, because guests go first.
All right. I honestly didn't know. And then I was relieved when Vigilante popped in. And then, of course, I laughed because he's so casually
He's so
just
tender
popping them
about
off.
it.
Yeah.
I like
Hey,
that
Just like
scene.
It was
like
so
Wally
James Gunn.
Wonder.
It totally because,
Yeah.
but I was so feeling that tension of, this is where he had that tagline. I don't care, whatever, man, woman, and child, or
Yeah.
killed it. You get it? And then here he is realizing that he doesn't believe in the tagline anymore, even though he's seen that they're aliens. To which
Yeah.
I'm like, would I take the shot? Probably. If I knew
The one thing that bothered me from my scene is like I don't feel like you need a Peacemaker to snipe some dude. You know, I
No,
don't
but
see-
they wanted a Peacemaker specifically because of his loyalty, right? Because he showed
Yeah.
regardless of whether or not he's the best for the job,
Mhm.
as far as like assassinations go, he showed on Corporal Maltese that he is absolutely loyal to Waller and
Mhm.
to their cause. That's
But
why they
not
chose
anymore.
Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Well,
they didn't
yeah,
know
they
that
didn't
he
know,
wasn't
yeah.
going to be. Yeah,
It seemed like it was more the him having to kill Rick Flag that kind of
Yeah.
started kind of throwing dirt on his clean ideals of what America should be.
because
or whatever.
Rick's on their
and
side,
good.
basically.
And that's good too, because honestly, like it gives Rick Flag's death more purpose, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like it means that he didn't die in vain. If he's the reason that Peacemaker starts becoming a better person, that's awesome. Then you've totally made Rick Flag a way better character. Like just because,
Hey, wait!
Yeah.
It
I
says
know that was hard for you to
Jay
say.
Kinnaman joined our Patreon. That's cool.
yeah.
Who's
yeah.
that? I wonder who
No,
that
but
is.
I think it's cool how he's making Waller more interesting and he's making Rick Flag matter more. Like
Yeah.
without them being a central part of the story, it's really awesome.
And that's what I
weird
really
is that
thought.
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
When you were saying that you want to see Ratcatcher 2 come in, because remember, she's terrified of him
Mhm.
because he was about to kill her until Bloodsport stopped. So
Yeah.
I think it would be really interesting to see Ratcatcher 2 come in and see him now that he's changed and see him having to try to convince her that, hey, I'm a different
Yeah.
person now.
Yeah, that'd be great. I think what James Gunn's probably doing more for the universe than Zack Snyder did for the universe. I think he's doing a lot to kind of unite the universe across a couple different projects, and it's really interesting to me. So I really hope they kind of keep James Gunn, in pocket, and give him more movies. Give him Shazam. Give him freaking
He
not
definitely
Shazam. Sorry, give him Superman. Give him like Batman, so we can get a wacky.
he doesn't want to be in charge of the big properties though.
I know,
he's
and that's a
I
shame.
don't blame him though, because there's no pressure. There's no pressure with the Suicide
He's right.
Squad. Like there was
He works
nowhere
better
but
this
up.
way. Yeah.
Nowhere but up after what David Ayer did. Like, come
Mhm.
on. Like that property is such a layup, and David Ayer just tanked it so hard, man. Like that.
Well, it seemed like it was the reshoots that really tanked it. I feel
I don't
like
care.
is the tacked on
yeah.
stories. I want to see the Ayer. Well, rumor has it that there's an Ayer cut, and I'd love
Yeah.
to see what his original
That's the
take
next
on it
Snyder
was.
cut.
I'm pretty sure the
Yeah.
Ayer cut still has all the gratuitous butt shots of Harley. Okay.
And I'm fine with that. That's not something that I was ever against in
my
the
gosh,
movies.
Frank.
What I was
Yeah.
against is the lack of characterization with some characters that had potential. I think Captain Boomerang had a lot of potential. I
Mhm.
think the Enchantress had a lot of
Maybe
potential.
he actually used a fucking boomerang in that movie.
Yeah, El
Like-
Diablo had a lot of potential. Like
Yeah.
it seemed like Captain Boomerang actually used his boomerangs more often in the Suicide Squad than in Suicide Squad.
In his 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, in his 5 minutes of life.
He had that remote control camera brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you notice that they objectified Harcourt in that one scene where she's getting out of bed? Like the camera fully ogles her. And at first I was like, hey, that's kind of weird. And then I thought about it and I'm like, dude, the camera has ogled John Cena about 100 times more than her.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not,
This at this point, that's fair. It's just fair game,
She,
right?
she
Even
just
got bare
couldn't button
ass.
her shirt. She kept
Yeah.
trying, but she
I
just
was-
couldn't
mean-
button that shirt.
I was like, you know what? It's fair is fair. I think we're allowed to have sexiness as long as we get it equally on
I'm
both
sure
sides.
James
the
Gunn
spectrum.
asked, because that's who James Gunn's dating. He's dating her.
That
I
was it.
figured he was. She was in Brightburn.
It's like,
Yeah, that's right. She was.
all right,
Yeah.
hey honey, can you do me this favor for the scene?
Give the
Please.
nerds something to talk about.
I think it was cool because like the more I thought about it, because I know how certain people like react to James Gunn, or I mean not James Gunn, John Cena in his underwear. It might not be something that you and I particularly get turned on by, but like it's
Well,
something
it's like
for
the
a lot
Marvel
of
movie
people.
thing. Every
but it's also
Exactly.
Marvel
Yeah.
movie has a dude shirtless.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
right after they had that scene in the bar where she's like, "What? Because I wear makeup, that means that I have to deal with guys hitting on me each
Yeah.
time, And so they've already set up how she gets because she's beautiful, she gets no rest from the ogling, and then exactly as you said, they have the
camera
the
ogle her
camera
while she's getting
ogle.
dressed. Yeah.
Also, I love fight scenes when they're creative with kind of smaller women beating up bigger guys. I hate it when they just beat up the bigger guys, but I like it when they actually use like really clean technique or choreography to
Mhm.
show. Like Black Widow. Black Widow's really good at showing that. But
Yeah.
her one scene was really cool.
Oh
thought
yeah,
that was really sick.
yeah. I had no problem with that.
Freaking
Remember-
totally believe.
throw
yeah,
shots
she-
for days, throw shots, knees, fingers. I was like, oh man, that's good.
Remember earlier when I whooped your ass?
Yes,
That's so good.
it's good stuff.
Anyways, I love that show and I'm looking forward to everything that comes after. But I do want to make sure that we talk about Boba Fett before we sign off for today.
Oh, Bubbles'
so, like,
feet.
so let's do it. Like if
I
you
don't-
guys
I
want,
don't get the hate for the bikes. I mean, that's the talk, right? The talk.
Okay,
of the
no,
week.
that's
if you
one
want-
that's one thing. That's one thing.
one thing for sure. But like so those kids remind me of my own daughter and
They
my
remind
own
me of the Power
stepdaughter.
Rangers.
Stepdaughter especially, because she's always complaining how she has no money and we're always lending her money, so she can afford food or rent or whatever she can afford. But then she goes and spends like $500 on Lana Del Rey tickets and has a Tiffany collar for her dog. And we're like, that's where your money's going. And she's like, what? No, I'm just broke. And then seeing those kids being like, there's no jobs in Tatooine, we can't have any money. And then he's all like, oh, this eye was expensive, it's cool. Or like they're driving these shiny new Vespas. Like that stuff costs money, and to keep them clean on the Tatooine environment, keep them maintained on the Tatooine
Put a
environment,
tarp
that would
over
cost
it, you're
money.
good.
So
Put a
where's their
tarp
money
over
going,
it.
kids? Where's your money going? What are you really spending it on?
There's a reason the Tuscans actually ride Banthas, and it's not just that they don't know how to ride speeders. It's because like the maintenance on all the vehicles on Tatooine sucks. It sucks. Like the maintenance on all machines in Tatooine.
Yeah.
Like That's C-3PO has problems, and he's only there for like a few hours.
Yeah, he said
before
his joints were getting
like,
locked up.
yeah, exactly. He has to take a whole like oil bath just to like fix himself. Like they're constantly having to replace power converters, all this stuff. Like it sucks to live on Tatooine. And so it's just like, why even bother having those Vespas on Tatooine? That's just like,
All right.
so
By
stupid.
transport to a more habitable planet.
Yeah.
But my main complaint about the bikes wasn't their look or even their existence. Is that chase scene was dull.
Yeah.
Was stupid to have the mayor guy. I mean, and like even I didn't care. I didn't care about it. And it just kept going. And then it just kept having really cliche chase scene. Oh, knocking over boxes. And going up and over and landing on the thing,
Pulling
just
Anakin Skywalker.
And this was Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah,
and I was shocked.
To be fair, yes, it was Robert Rodriguez,
the
guy who
Spy Kids.
the guy who does movies on the cheap. That's his thing.
Yeah,
don't be shocked. That's what he does. All the time.
I was shocked when I saw that he directed it, but yeah, he does things on the cheap, but he normally has more frantic action. And it was slow and dull. And
which Spy Kids was your favorite?
The one with the frantic action.
No, obviously. The one with the dreams with Alan Cummings singing the song that Danny.
The second one.
The second one.
Island of Dreams.
Island of Dreams.
I've never seen
the Floop. So the one with Floop.
I've never seen the Spy Kids.
They're good. They're all right.
Okay. Well, I have seen the Spy Kids.
Yeah.
I haven't seen is Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
That's a good movie too.
I've seen parts.
That's another movie.
But
there's a sequel
actually, those movies were gonna come before I canceled my my Netflix discs. Like they were the next ones in queue to come over.
I just think that Robert Rodriguez has done best when he has a small budget and he's trying to squeeze things out. But I don't think I've ever seen something where Robert Rodriguez has a huge budget and does something well with it. And that's the trick. Like,
what do you think he spent that money on? Do you think he bought like a new jacuzzi?
You can't all
for his house?
pin it all on him though. These are written by. Are these written by Favreau or Filoni?
Favreau.
But you don't write a chase scene. You storyboard a chase scene and then you direct it. You don't write a chase scene.
He's on
chase scene.
Like in the screenplay, it's chase scene and that's it. I don't blame Jon Favreau for that chase scene at all.
You think he's Robert Rodriguez is storyboarding this though?
If he's directing it, probably.
For a Star, I'm not saying that he would have, but for Star Wars, I wouldn't be surprised if he's coming in just to be the guy behind the camera.
If he's the guy behind the camera, then you know what he says? Hey, go faster than 5 miles an hour.
Well, because like the Marvel
that's
stuff,
what we were joking.
The buck stops
because
her hair stops at the director, Ricky.
Her hair does not whip around. And me and Sarah were joking that you were going to see someone walking at a brisk pace, just outpacing them on foot. And we were like, "Oh man, this is so lame."
The director is the person that has to fall on the knife when something comes out poo poo. All right, that's the reason for the position. That's the job.
I mean,
you take the accountability, and you take the praise too. Like if it's good or bad, you know what I mean? Like that's what they sign up for when they take that job. How much is just him? That's always debatable, you know what I mean? But like, I promise you, like, you would have a hard time convincing somebody who's not in movies that he's not to blame for that boring ass chase scene. You know what I mean? Like, it's just what it is. It is what it is. So
I've actually got a question about this, and I've been thinking about it because I hate their Lost-esque, Yellow Jackets-esque cuts back to where they show what it was like back in, or they use the back to tank as a framing device for his flashbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Would you guys think it would be better is if they devoted like the first 3 episodes to him showing just the backstory only, and then kind of showing how he came to be, you know, like showing it more linear rather than Lost?
I don't hate the idea of the flashbacks. I hate the way they're edited to take up so much of an episode. And I hate that the back to tank has to be shown every time in order to convey that this is happening? Like,
Yeah.
why can't the first time he starts remembering it be the back of the tank, and then another time is him drinking coffee and seeing something that remind and
He's
then
reading the
another thing.
paper and
Yeah, like why does every single one of them have to be up? Time to get in my wet underwear again and go do more laying around and doing nothing. You know what I mean? Like that's just dumb. Like I don't think that you have a memory in real time. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to like be in a tank for 20 minutes in order to have a 20-minute memory. You know, like that's not how our brains work. And I think it's treating the audience like we're idiots that he needs to be in that tank every single time he has one of those flashbacks.
And also setting up, like talking about, I mean, that's flashback. And then you've got the setups, which are so plainly obvious. Okay, we're going to see him ride a Rancor. That's going to happen at some point because they spent that much time on it. I will admit that gave me a few little pangs for missing Star Wars Galaxies because I was a beast trainer and I had a pet Rancor.
Nice.
But
what if they just flash back to the holiday special?
That'd be sick. Oh man, I would take back everything.
At this point, I would accept that. But it's like it's so storyboarding where it's going and how he wants to be the respectable daimyo now. He's the good daimyo that wants people to be fair and
he's the cool crime boss.
There's just like a lack of violence for something called a Boba Fett show, and that's like a weird thing. Like I don't want like over the top blood or gore, but I feel like Mando really struck a good line between
the action and
Mando murked a lot more people than Boba Fett has.
Yeah.
In episode 1.
In episode 1, the amount of death in that one episode.
I get Boba doesn't want to lead like that. But like there's moments in the show where I feel like he has to lay down the law, and it's like
how many scenes are going to be him walking up to a door with his entourage getting bigger and bigger? I mean, it's the repetition of scenes, as you said. And it is sad, but it's like we're able, because we watch so much of this content and we've seen so many things, we are able to lay out these clearly cliche shots. I mean, we're talking about the shots and the writing and the stuff. We're an educated populace, like the people of Star Wars fans. They know what they want to see. They expect a higher level, especially those.
Like it has like what the hell was the movie?
Survived the prequels and the last 3.
Like, do you think any of this was the movie that was supposed to come out, or is that was completely scrapped?
Yes, I think partly. Well, I will say my favorite part of the whole show is the TikTok of Patton Oswalt talking over the hands coming out of the sand. They did it just like it.
Going back to the flashbacks, though, I think if the flashbacks had like a relation to the history, like in Lost, when Jack had a flashback, it was relevant to what was happening on the island now.
Yeah.
So some bit of insight that he can pull from the flashback would be relevant to what was going on.
More per episode, more episodic.
Per episode,
right?
Exactly. So I feel like it doesn't do that, and I don't know if that's an expectation on me, where I'm putting.
But in fairness, Yellow Jackets doesn't really, you know what I mean?
No, but it does. It does, because they talk about things that kind of pertain to what happened. Like when what's her name was going through the fugue states, she started doing that on the island. And
I see what you're saying, but it's not always about like.
It's not always about solving like the particular problem.
Gotcha.
But at least something is represented and something's paralleled in the flashback to tie.
But that's why I was saying, like, he could look at a cup of coffee and then remember the time like he
drank coffee with the Tusken
puddle, something like that. Yeah.
No, I get you.
It would be better that way, at least.
I'm gonna give one more complaint. I'm even
you can give
bored.
many more than one.
You give many as you want, as many as you need.
How could I be bored with Ming-Na Wen?
I have your answer. And I know why. No, don't hate on Ming-Na. It's okay.
I love her as a martial artist. I think
good actors can be in bad things. Good actors can be in bad things.
But she's a fantastic martial artist. I don't think she's a fantastic actress.
I think she is a fantastic actress, but I think she's as fantastic as Nicolas Cage. I think she's one of those Nick Cage actors that, depending on who you put them around, you put them with good quality actors, and they're amazing. You put you put her in Street Fighter the movie,
Agents of
and
S.H.I.E.L.D.?
and maybe you're not gonna get the best performance from Ming-Na ever. You know what I mean?
She
Like
was. I thought she was okay in that. She served the movie, I think, because
but you know what I'm
whole
talking
movie was
about.
I do.
You know what I'm talking about.
I get what you're saying. I get your point.
You put her in Joy Luck Club.
Sure.
It's gonna be great. You know what I mean? So like I think that's the trick with Ming-Na. And I truly believe there are actors that are elevated by the people around them. And you put Ming-Na next to Tamura Morrison, dude, and that's
all right.
I said it weeks ago when we were talking about like, should we do a podcast about this? And I was like, I don't want to, man, because I freaking hate Tamura Morrison. I've never seen him good in anything he's ever done.
Abin
Like,
Sur, I
He was
told
good
you.
in Aquaman.
I've never seen him good in anything he's ever done.
You must have been getting popcorn for me when we went to see Green Lantern. I think that's probably what happened during his moments. No, but give me another movie besides Joy Luck Club that Ming-Na Wen's in.
Mulan.
That's good. No.
Her voice.
What do you mean? No.
Voice, come on. You keep bringing animated movies.
I refuse to stoop to your level of dismissing animated movies. All right, just because I understand the work that goes into an animated movie doesn't mean no. I'm not doing
She was good in ER.
I will watch her whole
She
body
was
of
great.
work.
She was great in ER. Actually,
She was good in the live action Mulan.
Okay, ER is actually a good one. Wait, she was in the live action Mulan? I skipped Mulan.
She's
Live
at
action.
the very end.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Was she like? What was she like? A grandma or something?
No, she just introduces Mulan into like a ceremony.
It doesn't. Don't listen to
It's
it.
a cameo.
It's a cameo.
Is that real?
Yeah.
I don't even know what to believe anymore.
Yeah, no,
It's true.
It
She
doesn't
was
count.
just a cameo.
She
Yeah.
introduces
count.
Mulan in like the celebration for her victory.
But you know what I mean? Like, think about it though. I think it's really easy to point out good. We could look at her IMDb and we could find movies.
Right,
we can find movies and TV shows where she's super good, but we can also find examples of bad. And I think it's because she's a Nick Cage. I think she's a Nick Cage.
Okay.
I will never hate on Nick Cage, by the way.
That's why I'm asking for good examples of Ming-Na Wen, because I've yet to see them, with the exception of Joy Luck Club, which I didn't even know. I've never watched that. I've never watched the show.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
She was really good in here. But
it's like where George Clooney came up from.
Yeah,
like
I do, and that's the joke I make, because like I always talk about how George Clooney looks like he's a horrible actor because he looks like he's always smiling in every fucking scene that he's ever in, and it's probably because in ER he made like what, a couple million per episode. I'd be smiling too, like permanent. I'd just be like big smile on my face if I made $1 million per episode too.
But I mean, he's amazing in The Descendants, dude. Like he's a good actor.
Clooney
and Ferb.
Yeah.
We're talking about Clooney.
I mean, I'm down.
He was also good as the voice actor as the dog in South Park.
Was he? Oh yeah,
he was the first gay dog. Yeah.
He's actually one of the main reasons South Park exists.
He broke new ground.
He's the one who passed their demo tape onto the studio.
Oh, is that true? That's cool.
Yeah.
They saw. Yeah. Oh wait, Ming-Na's in Marvel Rising
as Agent May.
Oh, okay.
She reprises her role as
not a great role. That's not a great example.
It's a great role model, though. Like
no, I think she's a pretty good badass, and I think what she does well in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Not acting wise, but definitely fighting wise.
Reflections on Ice.
I think honestly,
I
think Ming-Na's scenes with Coulson are actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ming-Na's scenes with Mac are trash.
Not so good. Yeah. Or Chloe, like not so good.
Yeah. Or Daisy or whatever you want to call her.
Daisy. Wait, which one? Wait, is the actress Chloe or is
the actress's name is Chloe?
Okay.
But you see my point? Like it's not.
She's in 2 episodes of George Lopez.
I have to seek those.
She was in Eureka and she was in Stargate Universe.
Yeah, nothing that I've seen. What is Stargate Universe? Is that a cartoon?
No, it's a show.
Another cartoon. Okay.
It's the one where they're on a ship.
It was besides SG-1. It was like after
it was
that?
was way after SG-1. It was the last Stargate.
In fairness, though, I liked her in The Mandalorian.
Did you?
Yeah, she's a
I
good
did.
Mando.
I liked her in Mandalorian. Like
Yeah.
I actually thought she was way cooler in that.
I don't know. I have to go back and watch the episode she's in. She seems like a charisma drain
It's the
in
desert
Book of
one,
Boba
yeah.
Fett.
No, I think they together are equally draining the charisma.
You think they just drain all of it? Yeah.
She's feeding off his power of sucking.
I know Natalie from Yellow Jackets can act. And
yeah, we all know. Yeah, we know that. Yeah.
But watching her in that scene was like, she was like the best thing about that episode. Like her acting. Actually, I like her hipster.
Robert
her
Rodriguez
weird
is not
hipster
known for
millennial
getting
friends.
the best character performances out of people, though.
Yeah,
you're not watching.
He's not.
You're not watching his movies for the acting. You're
Yeah,
watching it for
yeah.
the spectacle.
I'm
So
not
I guess
watching
your point-
unless it's Antonio or Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
In which case, you will
George
get
Clooney
a
was
lot
good at
of
Spy
acting.
Kids.
The fact that you're even bringing Spy Kids into this conversation.
Stallone was great in
pretty
Spy
rad.
Kids.
You know, I think Spy Kids is a very valid comparison.
Stallone was great in Suicide Squad.
Still,
Yeah.
he was pretty good. I'm trying to see like other roles. I guess she was in Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within.
Robert, which episode he directed the Boba Fett episode, right? In
She
Mando?
was in Spirits Within. She was actually, yeah. Robert Rodriguez directed the Boba Fett episode, which is it's my least favorite episode of
The thing is
season,
though,
season
like
2.
she also didn't sing for Mulan.
No.
Because
I know.
she has that weird BB Newirth voice. I think it was Leah Salonga, right?
I'm not gonna hate on anybody who didn't sing in their Disney movie just because, like,
I mean, The Rock.
sometimes you don't get them for their singing voice.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, Ricky's correct. Even The Rock sang.
Yeah.
Even the Rock put himself out there.
But the Rock did Lin-Manuel singing. Okay, we did. Lin-Manuel has. You've even said yourself you hate Lin-Manuel singing. Lin-Manuel has proven that he
I do.
can
That's
make
why I hate the movie that came out this year. The
Mel
Monkey
Gibson
movie.
sang.
But I'm saying
Pocahontas.
Lin-Manuel has proven that you can make anybody into a singer. You know what I mean? Where Disney didn't have the luxury of having a Lin-Manuel back in the day.
He keeps it. Unlike like Ellen Menken or someone like that, Lin-Manuel keeps his songs within a certain octave. He keeps it like within one octave, so that they don't have to reach that far.
Yeah.
In general,
it's like, well, we could save this for the Encanto show, but I could totally recognize Lin-Manuel's music. And it was to the point where I'm like, okay, I still like it, but it's starting to get saturation.
Yeah,
like he can't do all the Disney movies now.
I don't.
Yeah,
no.
not everything can be Hamilton 2.0.
As long as he's not singing, I think I'm still fine with it. Like I just hate his voice so much.
It depends on what he's singing. He could be serviceable, but I agree. Like some of the songs, especially the ones that Oliver likes to point out, it's definitely correct. Like I don't think he's that great, but he needs to kind of, I don't know. I don't want to say stay in his lane, but like he needs to kind of stick to what he's good at with singing. Like he doesn't have the biggest. He's not a Freddie Mercury.
No, but he's never claimed to be. But it's also like I'm like, hey, if he wants to sing his own stuff, more power to him. It's his own stuff.
Yeah, I give him points definitely for writing that. So if you're gonna write it and produce it and make something, then you damn well deserve to sing. I don't care how bad it is.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not hating on him
too
for doing
on deck, or is that not happening?
I don't know. You're the one who knows these things.
I don't keep track.
You're the one that broke.
I am not familiar with the Moana 2 on deck.
You're the one that
Frozen
broke
3.
Moon Knight for us. Yeah. Moon Knight news. Yeah, see, I think like Ming-Na was opposite Eddie Murphy in freaking Mulan. That's awesome. Like, no, I'm just looking. And BD Wong and Miguel Ferrer and Harvey Firestein. These are cool actors that she was working with in that movie. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
you're turning my head. You're turning it.
Pat Morita was the
Eddie
Emperor.
Murphy.
James Hong. Sometimes they are in the booth.
Awesome.
That's actually how they do a lot of animated stuff. Yeah, well, you don't know. You're just deciding she's not.
I'm sure we can find out.
You just decided she wasn't.
He doesn't let her kind in the booth.
Yeah. Oh man.
Martial artist.
I'm not the white dragon.
Martial artist.
Okay, that joke was great. Fork.
But it's still
that was hilarious.
It's still opposite. It's still acting opposite the actors. You still have to listen to their performance and then respond.
Well, it might be just some like a stagehand or someone saying the lines while.
Yeah, I doubt it for that.
I don't know. I don't know what the
they
process
prefer
is.
having the main people be in the same room with each other.
See, but that's why I don't like to bring up animation.
Eddie Murphy during that time was like, I'm gonna move my schedule around to work with these people.
Well,
you know how much money he got paid for Mulan?
Yes, because he's Eddie Murphy.
You do know that? You do know how much
he got paid? A ton of money.
Disney,
yeah, it's
Disney
not about
doesn't
moving
pay
your schedule around.
Yeah. I'm sure he got more for Shrek than he did for Mulan.
It's about like you do a Disney thing, you do it for
do it for your kids and grandkids.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna have a hard time convincing me he phoned in Mushu.
I'm not saying he phoned in Mushu, but I'm saying the scheduling him to be around with everyone else at one of the peak Eddie Murphy times.
You don't have to be around everyone else. It's who you share scenes with. He's mostly just with Ming Na. Yes. Like that's most of the time. She's the only one who sees them most of the time, right? In the whole damn movie.
Yeah, him and the cricket.
Yeah.
And the cricket doesn't really have much to say.
That's I'm just saying. I do believe she's a Nick Cage type actor.
Is that Frank Welker or was that the other guy, D. Bradley Baker?
Everything's Frank Welker, man.
Frank Welker.
Everything except Eagly. That's D. Bradley Baker.
That's D. Bradley Baker. Wasn't he was Appa, right? D. Bradley Baker.
Yeah, I think so.
And Momo.
I think yes. You know who he also is? Every clone trooper in the cartoons.
Is that really D. Bradley Baker?
And he's the better Tamura Morrison.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. He is.
Poor Tamura Morrison.
I hate that guy so much. Like the more and more,
Abin Sur too. I mean, he could have.
The more and more, like I'm like my nerdiness forces me to watch Boba Fett. The more I get angry at Tamura Morrison because it's like, why did you guys put all your eggs in this basket? It's not a good basket to put your eggs in, guys. Like, you know what? It would have been a good basket if he kept the damn helmet on more. Like,
this is not the way. He took it off like all the damn time.
All the time, man. So much. And I get it. I totally get that there's a lot of like really toxic fans that are like saying, you know, like they're projecting a lot of really toxic things that should be Boba Fett and based on very little. Like I've seen stuff that people are getting upset that he's not like he's not supporting slaves and stuff like that. And it's like, where are you guys getting this from? Just because he had a ship named Slave One doesn't mean he actually like goes around like making slaves and stuff like that.
Which they've officially changed.
Yeah, I know.
What's it called now? The Fireball.
It's called Boba Fett's Starship.
You notice how we haven't seen that ship all season?
The Firewater.
I mean,
I guess in the flashbacks.
The ship was in. Yeah, it's been in the season.
I think they said in canon that Cara Dune drove it to a planet and died. I think that's what happened.
She scrapped it for him.
Yeah, she scrapped it. She took it.
But I get that like there's the fantasy that people created of Boba Fett and it's becoming very abrasive with what we're seeing now. But then there's also like just the reality that like Boba Fett is not a very well defined character, period. Like he's just not. And I get that. And I'm willing to accept it. And I would be willing to accept a lot of the things that they're trying to do with it. But do it better. It's just do it better. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe he's better. Maybe definitely he was better, not as defined, you know.
Well, what's funny is that the contrast between the two. Because we have Peacemaker, who wasn't a defined character, and then Bubbles' Feet over here, that wasn't a defined character. Mm-hmm. And you see two different kind of showrunners writing them in two different ways and with two different success rates.
Yeah, because the other problem with this is whether or not he directs it. Robert Rodriguez is the showrunner of this one. So that absolutely, like, if you look at the whole season, that's the dude that falls on the knife for this, whatever it is. Like, it doesn't matter if Jon Favreau wrote it, you know what I mean? Like, if he's not there to execute it to be up to the level of at least the Mandalorian, then what are you doing? You know what I mean?
It also could be a situation of like, this is the first Star Wars show to follow the Mandalorian, and that show just does so much right. You know,
It's
the
not though.
First
The
spin-off.
Bad Batch was.
Yeah, the Bad Batch was.
live action show to follow the Mandalorian.
God, you guys,
He doesn't want to do this.
I'm so tired of your hate.
Hey, Ming-Na Wen's also in the Bad
I'm not
Batch,
hating,
isn't she?
but there is a difference.
There's a difference in that Ming-Na was also in the Bad Batch.
Well, the difference is we see them playing off each other in live action. We can only assume in one way or the other that they're playing off each other in animated series, in an animated show. We don't know. Like during what's his name? I just lost his name. Who's freaking Ferris Bueller?
Matthew Broderick.
Thank you, Matthew Broderick. Matthew Broderick did a lot of his Simba stuff over the phone, so he wasn't bouncing off actors.
Yeah.
When he recorded The Lion King, so we don't necessarily know that she's doing these voices, like actually bouncing off someone.
Well, I looked it up and I found footage of voice recording of Mulan 2, and she was alone in the booth.
But
that was the direct to sequel. Yeah.
That's the DVD video, or the
I'm just saying.
Sorry, not DVD.
Mulan 2.
That was straight to VHS, dude. That was straight to VHS. They didn't even have a good movie back then.
Case closed. Case.
Yeah. Nice. Was Eddie even in that one?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. If there was, it had
was it Dan Castellaneta again?
Mushu, you know what? I think it was an
flew Slave One to a planet and crashed and died with Cara Dune.
He's all like, "Let's go, Cara. Let's go to this planet." And then, bam.
I'm making waffles.
Yeah, waffles.
No.
So I wanted to tell you, Clarke, about the Kickstarter project by Dren Mcdonald. He composed video game music like Plants vs. Zombies and a couple.
I like that music actually.
Call of Duty, yeah. He did some pretty good stuff, but he's got a bunch of other like people like The Residents and like John Freeze from like Devo and Nine Inch Nails and stuff. They're doing tracks on this album, so this album is going to be crazy. I'll send you the link to it, but I don't have a CD player anymore. So I'm kickstarting this, but I'm only kickstarting it to get the record. So if you want the CD, I'll kick it your way because I know you like video game music.
Yeah, send it to me.
Yeah, it's gonna be on that same vein of video game music. I think you'd enjoy it. I was hearing he's already got it all recorded, and I was hearing some samples of it, and it sounds pretty good. So yeah, I'll throw it your way.
Wow, Ming-Na graduated high school in 1981.
Oh man.
Damn.
Yeah, she's like 50. She's 50 or something like that. I remember reading. Is she older?
Yes.
That would
she's
be
in her 50s. Yeah.
She's in.
She's in her 50s.
I graduated high school in 1993.
Yeah,
and I'm 47.
And Clarke's 58.
Dang.
Did you see the random comment we had about like the evolution of beards?
Yeah, that's like the second or third time we've gotten that.
He said that before, right? Like that same guy?
I don't know if it was the same guy. It seems like it's a weird guy. So I was looking up on Reddit and stuff to see if there was any kind of like.
Well, it's because Frank is clean shaven. Dennis has the goat, and then I had the full.
Yeah, but why are two different people saying it, or why is the same guy saying it?
I think it's the same guy.
You think it's the same guy?
Maybe he just gets super high, and that's what he thinks of when he sees us.
Maybe he eats beers. I gotta watch the
show. Yeah. He's a beer aficionado.
Yeah, I don't know.
Beer fetish.
He's a beard fetishist.
Okay, dye beard.
Right. Yes,
that is awesome. She's 58. 50.
I'm waiting for. See, that's cool. Like I just remember how stoked I was for her in the Mando, like even in the final episodes when like it's like, dude, look at all these badass women are all together. They're all so cool.
They all get to meet Luke.
I liked her in that. Oh man, I had to like.
That's cool. They got to greet Luke. They got to say hi to Luke at the end.
I just had a random friend like on Facebook the other day, just being like, "I'm sorry, but like those last 10 minutes of The Mandalorian are like TV perfection," and I'm like, no, it's not. Like it. No, he robbing all of them, all of these badass characters of their ability to resolve their own problem is not badass. It's super stupid. And then he's like, well, tell me how you would have had him come and rescue Grogu. I'm like, that's really easy. Let them solve the problem first, and then he shows up.
Yeah.
And it's still cool because you still get the X-Wing. You still get to see, he can even kill like 1 or 2 soldiers that got left behind, but he doesn't have to kill every single one of them. All of them, all of the threats.
I think
if everyone were fighting and then he fights his way to them.
Sure.
Yeah.
But they just gave up.
I think it's he's the only one that could do it, because if it was any other Jedi, I don't think it would have worked. But at that time in the Star Wars story, Luke is the one, and the fact that they
I'm not arguing.
Quinlan Boss. It could have been,
but the fact that they got him and they de-aged them, I think that in the story that makes sense that the most badass Jedi shows up to save the day.
You're missing the entire argument I just made, though. You missed the entire argument.
He robs them of their moment.
Well, no, he's saying like any person robbing them of their moment. Like he wants them to show their badassery. He doesn't want them to get saved by.
They worked the whole season towards that moment. Those characters all were given the chance to like grow through that whole season and come together as a unit. And so they finally come together. And I don't care if they kill stormtroopers. That's not an accomplishment. Everybody kills stormtroopers. You know what I mean?
Kill them with the gaffy stick.
Yeah, exactly. So when we've been presented early on in this episode, the Dark Troopers are going to be the threat. And then when it finally is time for our heroes versus the Dark Troopers, they basically just throw their hands up and say, I got nothing. I don't know what to do.
Kills one of them.
I hope somebody shows up to save us. You know what I mean? Like that's the problem. It's not that I'm arguing that it shouldn't be Luke. Chronologically, Luke is the perfect person to show up at that point in time. But he could have showed up 5 minutes later. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
5 minutes later, no.
And then he picks Grogu's body up.
When the Dark Troopers show up.
Yeah, when they're dead.
I just have to be honest here. Brutally honest. I'd rather play Fortnite than have this argument right now.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this ad nauseum anyway.
Yeah.
Like, we're just kind of rehashing old stuff and rehashing the old argument.
But because I absolutely see Dennis's point, and I was with and the bigger part of me and the actual like of the whole series goes. But I also have seen the emotional reaction that scene has had on people, and I don't want to deny that, because it caused bawling of people. And I say that's great, except that their reaction to that was not because of the show; it was because of Luke.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now. And then, right after that moment, though, then they have the moment where he takes the helmet off and they're bawling again. And that was because of the show. That's a moment that the show earned. Luke, however, as somebody who was denied Jedi Luke, I've come around. I'm just so happy to see Jedi Luke. That I do fall into that category. But I absolutely see Dennis's point and thematically agree with him.
I agree. Yeah. Within the context of the show, it was unearned, but I like seeing Luke whip ass.
Within the context of Star Wars.
Yeah, and like that's what I get. Like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine having that conversation with you guys because you understand that the butt is there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even when we had Jaffe on the show, he conceded.
He conceded back on his point, but he still I think he still thinks in his head.
Oh yeah. But for the sake of being on our show, mine and Ricky's show, he was like, "You guys are right. You're right. It's bad storytelling. It is." But and I'm fine with the but. I totally get it, because I would be a hypocrite if I was to say that I've never felt that way about something that I shouldn't feel that way about because it's bad storytelling. I'm just saying, like, it was just like, it hurt me to see that there's still people out there that haven't realized that but, because that if you don't understand that but, then what was all that effort for those characters? You know what I mean? Like that, like, are they really just props? Like, they're just, they're just props to you. Like
I mean,
that's
Cara
all.
Dune at this point is.
Okay, well, yes,
Dude, guys.
I'll concede that. Whatever, that's fine. But like all of those characters. So that's all.
Like a lot of media these days is like, don't think too hard about it. Don't
Like a
think
lot
too
of
hard. Just
Ming-Na's
enjoy it.
acting
And nostalgia,
IMDb page.
nostalgia. Everyone.
I did bring it up for a reason though, because that is a friend of mine that I have asked if he wants to be on the show. So I'm just letting you know, giving you fair warning.
Just don't dunk on him about Luke.
just don't bring up. Let's not bring up that part. Let's not bring up that thing.
I'll pull out my Return of the Jedi Luke lightsaber and be like, "Hey, do you remember? Do you know what this is from?"
I'm trying to inject new guests into the show, and so I realized that he's a friend that actually has been advertising our show for us for about a year. Like every now and then, when he sees the posts, he actually shares them on, which is cool. Which is really cool. And he's a community manager for different games and stuff. And so I was like, I should ask him if he wants to do it, and he said yeah. So I'll probably pencil him in for later in the month in February or something like that.
When the Mandalorian starts.
His name is Zach. He was a community manager for Killstrain for a short amount of time.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
He also worked on the Justice League before Joss Whedon took it over.
Yeah.
Okay,
His last name is it starts with an S.
Oh, okay. Zach, good old Zach S.
But with that said, I got nothing else. So if you want to dip out and go play Fortnite, I'm good to do that if you guys want.
Ricky, I got man, I wish I had it handy, but I just got my purple freaking controller, galactic purple PS5 controller in the mail right now.
Nice.
Why did I buy it? I don't know. I'm stupid.
I wish they knew they were coming out those colors, because I just got my second controller for Christmas.
Which one?
Okay. Well,
I got a black one. So I have one white, one black, so I can tell which is which.
At this point, shame on you if you thought they wouldn't come out with those colors.
Well, I knew they would come out with more colors, but I thought it would be like that really ugly red that they came out with.
I bought that ugly red, and I'm pretty bummed about it.
PlayStation 4.
I like the camera.
So I didn't know they were going to be this nice, and so today was the first day I saw them.
Yeah,
which clearly
they went on pre-sale last month, and that's when I picked it up. And then today was the day.
I'll have a hard time buying a third controller for our PS5 anytime soon.
I'm not.
It's not easy to have a second PS5.
What are we gonna use?
What?
When I come over, what controller am I going to use?
Boy, you ain't coming over until the next pandemic is over, man.
I was gonna say that's not a problem you're gonna have anytime soon.
Yeah, you're not.
You're gonna be Bubble Boy.
Yeah, we're gonna keep doing this remotely even after this pandemic's over.
We'll do the next show outside. We'll just all go outside.
What if you get a Comic-Con panel?
He's serving soup for dinner.
Man, I think it's really optimistic to think Comic-Con's happening in person. Do you know how close they were to not being in person? Like California shut down all that stuff like 4 days after Comic-Con. That was hilarious, man.
Yeah.
So,
but I made it to LA Comic-Con.
I know, which was like 1 day after or before.
Dangerous Captain Dangerous.
You did it. But yeah, I'm good to end this for tonight, guys. If you want, Frank's got more. Frank's got something.
No, I was pretty much done. I was just going to talk more about buying the panels that they're selling. That's Sony, I guess, licensed the panels. I think we talked about this with Dave.
Yeah, we did. We talked about this with Dave. The panels for the PS5s.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I heard that.
All right, Frank, are you going to play with us or no? Are you over it? Are you over it already?
Yeah, I'll play. I'll play with you guys.
They have tornadoes now.
Hit the outro.
It's
a twister.
All right, guys. Have a good night or whatever time you're watching the show. Thanks for watching. Later.